welcome to this edition of Colorado Conversations. I'm Christine Noel. So glad to have you. Today we are talking about a beloved Denver tradition, the Cherry Creek Arts Festival, just a few weeks away at this point. Today I am joined by Tara Brigel. She is the Executive Director and CEO of Cherry Arts. Thanks so much for being here, Tara.
Thanks for having me.
This is exciting.
Very exciting.
You're probably in your the 11th hour leading up to, or we're so close to this festival, now in its 35th year, right?
It's our 35th anniversary this
Happy
year.
Anniversary.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be extra special.
It sure is.
Yeah.
There's a lot of surprises at this year's event. Yeah.
Okay, I know this is really a beloved art festival here in the metro area. Talk about what folks can expect. How many vendors are we looking at this year?
Yeah, so this year we have 265 juried artists joining us, and they're from all over the country. We have 4 that are joining us internationally.
Okay.
We've got 37 of those that are local Colorado artists. And then there's 80 that are new to the show this year.
Wow.
So yeah, it's
Okay.
a really high number for us this year. So a lot of, fresh art for people to see.
Yeah, and we were just talking before we got on camera about the selection process. There were thousands of artists that are trying to get into this festival, but these are very carefully selected artists, correct?
They are, and we get about 2,000 applicants for the 265 spots, so it's very competitive. It's one of the most competitive of its kind in the country. And what we do is luckily not select it ourselves, but we hire a jury panel of 5. So it's artists and art professionals, and some of them fly in. And they come together for 3 days in the dark with images of the artist's work that are projected. And then they go through rounds and they get down to the 265 that get invited to the show.
Yeah, if you've never been to the Cherry Creek Arts Festival, it's beautiful. It's typically over the 4th of July holiday.
Yeah.
The weather historically has been really nice. A lot of people walking around, and there's so many different types of artists. Photography, mixed media, jewelry, photography. I mean, there is a whole gamut. So there's something for everybody, which is something that I've always enjoyed about this festival.
Definitely. It's 13 different disciplines of art. And I think, that's one of the best things about the show is that all of the creators are there. So it's a chance for people to, in an intimate setting, maybe it's not as like a gallery or a museum, but it's very approachable. It's a way for people to interact with the artists, learn about what they're doing, and then start collecting work and enhancing their home and life.
And in the past, when you walk up to one of the artists, they're so happy to tell you about their story and talk about their work. So at a time where sometimes if you walk into a museum or an exhibit, can be intimidating if you are not in the art world.
Definitely.
And you don't want to ask the wrong question, or you aren't totally sure about that medium of art. They're always so welcoming, and they want to talk about what they've done.
Yeah, and that is our motto, Cherry Arts means art for everyone.
Yeah.
So we really try to make it approachable. I think the other way that we do that is enhance the event with lots of different interactive activities as well. So there's a full city block of children's activities, and families can participate as well. They can all create art together. There's usually different installations that are occurring. There's performing arts. We've got it all.
Well, as a mom, we appreciate that. We want to go look at the nice things too, but also have a place where the kids can kind of have fun and also immerse themselves in art too. You know that you put a marker in a kid's hand and they're going to go to town.
That's it. We've got a mural that they go to town on.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Yeah. I love that. Okay, so this is July 3rd through the 5th, so Friday to Sunday over the holiday weekend.
Yep. What
are the hours and where exactly is the festival?
We're right in Cherry Creek North. We kind of go all along 2nd Avenue and branch out. And the hours are 10 to 8 on Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday is 10 to 6. And then we also kick it off with an opening night celebration on Thursday. So that's from 5 to 9 p.m. and that's a really fun way to have kind of a more crowd-free evening experience at the festival. And that's on Detroit Street.
Yeah, because there's food and drinks, and it's a whole experience, right?
It is, yeah. We've got, I think it's over 25 Colorado businesses that will be serving food this year. So it's going to be something for everyone.
It's going to be delicious and visually stimulating. Speaking of visually stimulating, this piece of art is gorgeous.
It is
This is
gorgeous.
the prettiest prop that I think we've ever had out of Colorado Conversations. Talk a little bit about Mommy, the artist that we're going to be meeting here.
Well, Mommy is one of my favorite artists, and she was our featured artist just a couple years ago. And so this is one of her newest pieces. She's got a different size of work that she's doing. She can tell you all about it soon, but she's a printmaker. And you're going to have to ask her about her background and how she became became an artist herself.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. We're going to speak more here coming up in another segment, but thanks so much for joining us and telling us a little bit about the Cherry Creek Arts Festival. Again, coming up July 3rd through the 5th. We're going to talk a lot more about how you can get involved and all the details coming up right after the break, after we meet Mommy. We'll be right back. Welcome back to today's Colorado Conversation. We are once again talking about all things Cherry Creek Arts Festival that's coming up here in July. I am joined by a wonderful and very talented artist, Mami Yamamoto. Thank you so much for being here, Mami.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
This is a beautiful piece of artwork.
Thank you.
We're so lucky to have you in here today. So talk about your experience with the Cherry Creek Arts Festival. I know that this is your, 7th year being a part of it?
Yes, and I feel so proud.
You should be. They must love you.
Well, it's not, well, that's true, but it's also every year you have to apply and then you get juried. And so it's one of those top-notch show that a lot of artists really put in as a goal to get in. And I was one of them too, because I started doing the printmaking in year 2014. And my first goal was, I'm going to become a poster artist. That was my really a big goal. And that became the realistic picture in the 2 years ago. But Cherry Creek is, like I said, it's really a top-notch. It's arts festival. And luckily, I happen to be living in Colorado, so I had an opportunity to apply every year, and I failed a couple times, and then I believe it was a third time charm.
Yeah.
And then I was accepted in 2019.
And you briefly touched on it, but in 2024, your art was like the festival poster. You said that was the goal, and that was correct, right?
No, that was my goal, to become poster artist, eventually at the Cherry Creek Arts Festival. Yes.
But that happened, right?
Happened 2 years ago.
Yes, that's what I was saying, in 2024.
24, yes, I'm sorry. Yes.
No, so that's amazing. So you hit that goal within under the 10-year mark of adopting this medium of art.
Well, I'm very fortunate, but it's also this show is, like I say, it's for me it's more than just a show. It's a people who support this festival. It's so genuine, and it's such a wonderful crowd. And I mean, it's just, the thing is, it's a long 3 weekends, so really is a commitment. But I think it's such a worthwhile show for any artist. If you accept it, you can just try your best and be successful.
Yeah, and it sounds like you really have been, and we're so grateful to have you come in today to talk about your artwork. I know not a lot about art, and I look at this and I go, this is gorgeous.
Thank you.
What does it take to make something like this? Because printmaking is your art medium, correct? So I know that you integrate colors and you make your own colors, textures, organic stuff like that. So talk about what goes into a piece of art like this.
So printmaking is, in general, it has such a variety of technique. You probably heard about like a screen print, etching, lithography, woodcut, all these things. And you can pick and choose, but also you can combine the technique into one work. And mine is, comparing to other printmaking, it's all one of a kind. When you talk about printmaking, most of the time it's edition. Exact the same images, maybe 100. You've ever seen it like 1/20, and those are editions. So you produce the same images in up to, I would say, maybe 100 or so. But mine is one of a kind, and simply because my plate, I call it plate, it's a plastic plate, is I use it as a basic plate, but by putting those images each time, I print through etching press, but then I wiped it out. And then another color goes. So I do a lot of layering by putting the different motifs and design. And that's how it looked like. It's all translucent and you can see through. But at the end, like I said, I wiped each time, so I don't have anything to repeat.
Okay.
So that's the reason why it's all 101, one-of-a-kind print.
I mean, it's beautiful, and the vibrant colors really pop out to me. What is your inspiration? You live here in Colorado. You were born and raised, though, in Japan, correct?
Yes. Prior to the full-time artist, I was doing Japanese antique and folk art, mainly textile, for a long time. And I always love form, colors, well, form and shape is together, but in a space. You know, how you actually, that's very Japanese things, how you, this little space, you can maximize to make it effective and attractive. And that's probably my discipline. So you're given this size of a paper or plate, how much I can put it in order to make a best out of it. Yes. Sort of.
I covered the Tokyo Olympics and was in Japan for a total of 2 months, and the culture and everything about it is so beautiful. And so I really appreciate hearing the inspiration of what you, probably your family and growing up there, and really the beauty of the culture has been integrated into your art. And I'm sure that Colorado has inspired you too. I mean, we have beautiful landscaping here.
It is. Yeah, it is. I prefer not to really create a representational, like you can say, oh, this is such as things. It's sort of like a children who are putting on the paper through filtering your imagination, putting all the line and thing. For them, regardless what other people see, that could be a dog, it could be a flower, and that's sort of like a playfulness. I really like to always put it in. And then it's up to you who interpret how that look like.
What is this piece to you as the artist?
Well, it's the title at the bottom, Top of the World, She Claimed. So that's the girl who claimed, I'm on the top of the world.
I love that.
But I don't have any final vision from the beginning, as you can see, because I do a lot of layering. So it's hard to visualize what's the final products.
How do you know when you're done? Do you just feel it and go, okay, yes?
Yes, because I can always keep put it in. But it could be sometimes only one dot that is missing, and I can see it. Or sometimes
I could not see it. I do not have that eye.
But that's just totally my personal sort of But that's how I see it. But it's at the end, I always have to see like a color balance to the shape, overall sort of how would I say, the again, it's the visual part of it. So I have to look at it, you know. So I don't really focus on one piece whole time. I normally work like between 4 to 6 pieces. And I give a distance and a space and time. And I only do one layer as I work, and then leave it for a few days. And then I start working or looking at it, what I needs to be added on.
For all the viewers that are watching that are like, wow, I want to go see Mommy at the Arts Festival, how many pieces are you going to have on display for people to take a look at and potentially bring home?
Well, right now,
still working on that?
Yes, I'm doing a lot of framing. I do a 2 shows this year, but then, of course, the very first one is the Cherry Creek Art Festival. So I weigh quite a bit in terms of portion that I'm bringing. I would say between 30 to 40 pieces I'm bringing in.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and then see how it's work. But I have such a great show each year, and I feel so appreciative. Yes.
Well, 7 years in a row. I mean, it sounds like it's the love is mutual from Cherry Arts, and also, and the reception must have been really wonderful the past few years for you to be invited back. So.
Yes, but the team organizer, it's just such a wonderful team. You know, including volunteer people. They're very friendly. They always come to my tent to say hi, and initially, very first year, I was so nervous, because it's a
Sure.
Cherry Creek. I have to do everything right.
Yes. Mind your P's and Q's.
Yes, I was so nervous.
Oh.
But like Tara and Amy,
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's so down to earth.
Yeah.
It's so like a smooth, and
Love that.
I never really had an issue any kind. And they do take care of you. Artists are feeding you and bringing snack and make sure you hydrated.
Yeah,
and
it's typically
I mean,
pretty warm.
those are little, seems to be a little thing, but it's not, because you're talking about 250 artists, and then from end to end, you're just walking with a cart and make sure everybody's doing okay, or you don't feel sick because it's such a hot, the time of year.
What is it that you want for first-time festival goers that may feel a little intimidated by speaking to the artist? What do you want them to feel when they approach your booth?
I personally love to talk. I always think it's a package deal type of thing. It's a me coming through here to
I would
on a
talk to
paper.
this artist. This looks like a happy artist.
Yes, well, that's the word I always hear. And so I think it's depend on the artist. Some artists are a little bit more timid, or, but I think they're all human beings. I think and they're very appreciative. If you stop and then make a comment, hopefully it's a positive, then it starts. I don't think it's a very mutual thing. Yes. So I think it's once you kind of engage and say something, oh, I like this color. Sorry.
Yeah.
But then I think it's conversation begins.
Yes.
Yes.
And then you just kind of go from there.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, I'm so appreciative of this conversation, Mommy.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you so
for
much.
sharing your beautiful talents
Thank
and
you.
art with us. And we look forward to seeing you at the Cherry Creek Arts Festival.
Thank you so very much.
And hopefully in many years to come in other festivals
Thank
as
you.
well.
I
But
really
we
appreciate it.
And
Thank
you
you.
can see Mami Yamimoto at the Arts Festival July 3rd through the 5th. And when we come back, we're going to talk more about the logistics of the festival if you are planning on attending. We're going to take a quick break and be right back. Can I keep that? All right, welcome back in. Speaking all things Cherry Creek Arts Festival, again, just a few weeks away at this point. They have been working hard, planning for probably many months for this beautiful festival that's really a Denver beloved tradition here. And I'm once again joined by Tara Brickell. She's Executive Director and CEO of Cherry Arts. Again, Tara, this is so exciting. I know that you're getting down to the wire, things really falling into place and also you guys just received this really awesome award.
We did.
Right?
We did.
The International Award.
Yes, from the International Festival and Event Association. They call it the Gold Grand Pinnacle. And so it's sort of the highest accolade in the industry, and it's best festival.
Well
So
done.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you. It was very exciting. I mean, you're competing against events like the Kentucky Derby. It's larger events than we are. So, and it was actually a two-peat. We won last year as well, so we were shocked and just really grateful.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And I think that really speaks to the level of work and planning and curation of this event, because you really want this to be an experience that really everybody can enjoy and get something out of, right?
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I feel like it speaks to the community and how they embrace it, to the artists and how they show. It's just such a team effort.
Yeah. So this is, again, July 3rd through July 5th, and we're going to have all the information. You can find all the information at cherryarts.org. I'll mention that again here in a few minutes. But what is the experience truly that you want people to have as we approach? I mean, this is a fun time of year. It's over the 4th of July holiday, celebrating Colorado's 150th, birthday.
Yeah.
This is a really fun year for this.
Definitely. And it being our 35th anniversary, I think that we're going to have some special things going on. I think, of course, first and foremost, experiencing the artists, but along with that, we have some live creating this year that we're really excited about. So it's in partnership with the Colorado 150 and our 35th. We feel as we're part of it, right? We're part of a Colorado tradition, but we hired a muralist, and she is going to be creating all weekend long.
Oh, so cool.
And it's a piece inspired by Colorado. One of the best things about the piece is that it's going to be portable. So we're then going to bring it to the Colorado 150 celebration in August.
Nice.
And then we have mobile outreach programs. As a nonprofit, Cherry Arts works throughout the year bringing art to schools. So the mural will go into our mobile art gallery and travel to schools across Colorado. So So that's going to be a lot of fun for people. Don't miss that at the event.
Oh, this is beautiful. Great idea.
Yeah.
Fun to see. So if you go down there at any point, you're going to see different variations of literally work coming to life right before your eyes.
And a really cool part of it is the artist is Anna Charney, and she's a pretty renowned muralist. She's local, but she does murals all over the world, and she was an emerging artist in our show. So we're excited to have her back.
We have such great artists locally.
Yes.
I mean, it's amazing to see all the artists that are coming in from out of town, because it just goes to show that this is like the festival to be at, but we have some really great local artists.
Incredible artists.
And it's nice to be able to have them showcased and enjoyed by their community.
Most definitely.
Yeah. So logistically, let's talk parking. Like we encourage rideshare to get down there.
Yeah, we encourage rideshare. Take your bike down on those gorgeous days. We have a free bike valet right at 2nd and Adams for you to park your bike all day. And you know, there are parking options. I'd say the best way, and we have links on our website as well, but Cherry Creek North has a parking finder, and there's some affordable places in the area. So I mean, you can also park, but we would definitely encourage rideshare or public transportation or biking.
And one thing I don't think that I've mentioned yet, this event is free.
It is.
You come down there, you get to enjoy the whole experience. Yes, if you decide to buy a piece of art, that's on you. But in terms of the event, you don't have to buy a ticket to get in to be able to enjoy the festival.
It's open to everybody.
Yeah.
Art for everyone.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. So folks can come down. Most people come down multiple days as well. I think that, you know, there's so much to see and do that sometimes you want to split it up over a couple days. So, but we'll be there all weekend long. We have a main stage with music every single day. We've got 16 different acts there. Again, great food and drink.
Yeah, it's just a really fun atmosphere.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
And thanks for bringing in Mommy so she can show us her beautiful artwork. I could see why you like her so much.
She's amazing.
Yeah, she is so sweet. If you want to learn more about the Cherry Creek Arts Festival, it's happening July 3rd through the 5th, a beautiful weekend of curated art. You can find more information at cherryarts.org. We'll put a link to that with this Colorado conversation. But again, Tara Burgell, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
And thanks for being a Mommy. And best of luck. I know that it's going to be a wonderful event.
We appreciate that. Hope to see you there.
Yes, absolutely. And thank you for joining us for this edition of Colorado Conversations. We will see you next time.